Good evening. I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Kim Christensen. During this busy holiday travel time, state health officials are warning of a possible measles exposure at DIA. They say an out-of-state passenger with a confirmed case of the highly infectious disease traveled through the airport and stayed at a nearby hotel. This happened last week. Health officials say they were contagious as they took the train, went through customs, and waited for their flight. They were at the international terminal on Tuesday, May 13th, and then stayed the night at the Quality Inn nearby, returned to the airport the next day, and boarded a domestic flight. Health officials say anyone exposed to measles on either of their flights will be notified directly. Measles can remain in the air for up to 2 hours after the infected person has left. Symptoms can develop 1 to 3 weeks after exposure. If you experience any, call your doctor or healthcare center before going there to prevent additional exposure.
This was a beautiful spring day. We've got another one on tap for tomorrow, and then things get spicy for the holiday weekend. Kathy Stevens here with that.
It's all about timing, Kyle. There'll be windows, warm, dry, pleasant weather, but there'll also be windows of rainy, chilly weather and periods of thunderstorms. It's calm and quiet in Denver right now after a day with highs in the 80s, 80 in Denver, 90 in Grand Junction, and we will see these numbers go up tomorrow. Well, the wind is really something south and east. A lot of calls from you all tonight about this, and I'm afraid the wind will continue overnight into the wee hours of the morning. Douglas, Elbert, Jefferson counties, we're going to see that wind go to about 40 miles per hour until sunrise, and then we'll start to see them come down. We're tracking a little wave to the north of us that's generated a couple of thunderstorms with lightning, even a bit of small hail outside of Sterling. This system is on the move toward the Julesburg area, dropping some heavy rain. Not a severe storm, thankfully, but something to watch in the sky. This will be the area for another pop-up thunderstorm tonight. But Denver stays dry and mild ahead of what will be a big pattern change just in time for the holiday weekend. We'll have some windows where you'll be able to enjoy those outdoor activities, and we'll give you the timing and impact of that and the weekend forecast coming up.
A man was arrested at a bar in Golden after deputies say he followed a waitress into the bathroom and held her at gunpoint. 9 News reporter Ria Jha is along now after learning more from investigators. Ria?
Yeah, the waitress told investigators that she feared for her life during that attack and that she didn't know him and still doesn't know why she was targeted. Danger doesn't usually announce itself.
Just kind of a typical customer, and he asked to sit at a table. He sits down.
No one gave a second thought to 30-year-old Brandon Montano on Wednesday afternoon when he sat down at the Rock Rest Lodge and ordered a beer.
Then turned around and said that a friend of his had left an item in the bathroom there and asked the server if she could go in and look for it. The server said absolutely.
After speaking with the server, Jeffco Sheriff's Deputy Shauna Bakina explains
It kind of all happened really fast.
how in an instant that server had to rely on instinct.
She went into the bathroom and the suspect followed her into the bathroom, put her in what she described as a chokehold, and held a gun to her head.
Court documents say the server fought back, elbowing Montano, then grabbing his gun.
And she was able to kind of pull away from him and run out of the bathroom.
Other employees didn't hesitate, pinning him down until deputies arrived. Investigators say the server's quick thinking may have saved lives.
In this situation, the victim was very courageous, very brave, and what she did and how she handled it worked in this situation.
Investigators say Montano also had a knife and handcuffs on him. He is now in custody facing multiple charges, including kidnapping and assault. Ria Jha, 9 News.
New tonight, Colorado's facing a lawsuit over a ban on helping people who do not live here get medical aid in dying here. Lawsuit was filed today on behalf of a 55-year-old guy from Minnesota. Lawsuit says he has terminal intestinal cancer. Lawsuit says the man does not want to die right now, but if his suffering becomes unbearable, he wants to have that option. And aid in dying is not legal in Minnesota. Right now, he could not come to Colorado and access it. Lawsuit says Colorado's residency requirement for aid in dying is unconstitutional because it denies people in other states the same rights as Coloradans and limits doctors' ability to take patients from out of state. The Colorado Attorney General's office wouldn't comment on that lawsuit.
The city of Denver is looking at furloughs, layoffs, and reduced services. Mayor Mike Johnston announced a major budget deficit of $250 million between this year and next. As a result, all 15,000 city employees will be furloughed this year. The lowest paid city workers will get unpaid leave for 2 days, while the highest paid will go 7 days without pay. The mayor also said layoffs are likely coming.
The condition we are in right now is sales tax is too flat, revenues and expenses are too high. We have to right size. That will require laying people off, and that will be not just vacancies, it will be great folks that we have now, who I'm sure when we restructure this $200 million, we won't have all the same folks we have now.
Johnston blamed the budget shortfall on low sales tax dollars and city expenses outpacing revenue. He defended spending $76 million on migrant and homelessness this year, saying it is a priority that voters elected him to address, and that getting people housed and getting rid of encampments makes people more likely to live and visit Denver and spend money. He said the city services that will be impacted by cuts will be determined over the next few months.
The U.S. Senate is now considering a Republican-led bill that would cut funding from Medicaid and food stamps to fund tax breaks and more military spending. The House narrowly passed the GOP's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill Act early this morning, with all Republicans representing Colorado voting yes. The bill would make permanent tax cuts passed during President Trump's first term and create new temporary tax breaks on tips and overtime. To partially offset all that lost tax revenue, Republicans want to phase out clean energy tax credits passed during the Biden administration. There will also be significant cuts to Medicaid. The GOP wants to create new work requirements for that health care. Able-bodied people would be required to do at least 80 hours of work per month starting at the end of next year. They'd also have to verify their eligibility for Medicaid twice a year rather than just once. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has estimated that more than 8.5 million people will lose their health care as a result. If you're looking at buying an electric vehicle, there is a shrinking window to take advantage of federal tax incentives. That Republican bill would eliminate the $7,500 EV tax credit by the end of the year. Experts say scrapping that incentive will likely change the whole market.
It's probably going to decrease the rate at which we're selling electric vehicles. If you're already paying on average $744 a month for a new car mortgage, and now all of a sudden you're looking at $7,500 that you would have gotten back goes away, are you just going to go for the cheaper option? There are about 180,000 EVs in Colorado right now. The elimination of the federal tax credit threatens the state's goal of going from 180,000 to 940,000 5 years from now. Well, graduation season's here. That means time to celebrate the seniors, a chance for teachers to reflect on all they have done to get those students there.
9 News reporter Colton Chavez joins us from Sheridan High School after meeting with a group of seniors today. Colton.
Yeah, Kim, they're getting ready for the big day tomorrow. But before they were Sheridan High School seniors, they were Sheridan Elementary School students with one very special fourth grade teacher.
Do you watch basketball?
A little bit.
You like Jason Tatum?
Yeah, he came to my hospital. I met him.
No way!
I did, yeah.
Before he was Dr. Mike Taglienti at Boston Children's Hospital.
Oh, I think this was, oh, Jazz Lead. Where's Jazz Lead? Look what I found.
Sheridan Elementary knew him as Mr. Tag.
I had quite a few teachers believe in me. He probably believed in me the most, which is pretty cool.
Mr. Tag says a teacher always remembers their first class, and he carried those memories with him when he became a student once again.
From the very beginning, I always knew I was going to leave. Like I knew I was studying for medicine. I was going to leave to go to med school to be a doctor.
8 years later, Mr. Tag is back from Boston because of a promise he made to those first students.
I'm rooting for you guys, and when you guys graduate, I'll be back.
The students didn't forget Mr. Tag either, and all of the lessons he taught them.
Like I definitely kept it all, and I was looking through it. And one thing that I think is like so fun to look back on is those videos we made. Do you guys remember doing that?
No, I watch this a lot, so I'm actually kind of used to it.
A connection that means the most to Mr. Tag.
You're just trying to see how could you hopefully impact them in a way that goes beyond that one grade.
Now he says he can't wait to see his first students over the finish line from fourth grade to high school graduation.
I want to be a child psychologist. Any dream is possible, but it takes hard work.
Mr. Tag's dream of watching his students succeed is about to come true.
It's a symbolic thing, right? Like watching these kids leave the classroom is symbolic. Being here with all these kids on this turf field where we played recess every day is symbolic. And watching them cross the stage will be huge.
Thanks,
guys.
I have to say it was just a wonderful opportunity to see these students reconnect with their teacher. I mean, when I think back to my 4th grade year, I don't even really know if I can remember my teacher's name, but to see the interaction, they not only recognized the teacher, but they shared all of these memories together. It really was a wonderful thing to see. And as for these seniors, they're going to be graduating at Colorado School of Mines tomorrow at 10 a.m. Live in Inglewood, Colton Chavez, 9 News.